Hey guys. So, for today's lesson, we're going to continue working together through the series of you are stronger than your problems, you are more powerful than your problems, you are more important than your problems. And there's going to be many parts to this. It's going to take me quite some time to get this all recorded, but I appreciate all of you walking down this road with me. And I hope we are both better equipped when we reach the end together. So, the first step in this equation is your problems are not going to break you. Your problems are not going to break you. So, this is the first in a sequence of why you're stronger than your problems, why you're more important than your problems. And that first step is your problems are not going to break you. Now, I think it is only natural to get upset when things don't go the way we want them to go. It's completely normal to maybe get angry. It's completely normal to get upset. Those are all natural human emotions. So if you do get angry or you do get upset, that's not a failure. That's a normal human reaction. But what happens is that if your emotions cascade and your thoughts start trampling you, for lack of a better term, that's when we need to pull it back. We need to take a step back. We need to take a breath and say, you know what? This isn't going to break me. I might get injured. I might get damaged. I might get some scars. It's not going to break me. I'm still going to be able to function as a normal human being before this, during this, and after this. Now, that might look different during all three of those steps. And you might go through multiple iterations of those three steps. But it's not going to break you. And this is the first thing we have to get straight before we move any further towards the road of you are stronger than your problems, is that you have to first of all believe it's not going to break you. This is not going to um, it's not going to break you. It's not going to cripple you. It's not going to dismantle you. It's not going to tear you apart. Now, obviously, you could die in a situation. You could lose some arms. You could lose some legs. That is completely possible. But if this is just a normal problem, like, oh, wow, I don't have enough money, or oh, wow, I got a flat, or oh, wow, a person I love is in the hospital, it's not going to break you. It's completely normal to grieve. It's completely normal to get angry. It's completely normal to want it to not happen. I used to think that way 24/7. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen. Now, there's a little bit of a sidebar lesson to that, but it's normal to not want bad things to happen, and it's normal to get upset when bad things happen. But when your thoughts start trampling you, and you honestly start believing like this is going to break you, like you're not going to be able to function correctly again. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. We need to ask ourselves, is that true? Where is the evidence that I'm not going to be able to function? Guys, I've had a lot of medical situations, okay? I've had a lot of emotional situations. I've had a lot of psychological situations. I've had a lot of financial situations. I understand that I am a strong person, and I hope I do my best to harness that. But at the same time, I'm still here. And you are too. That's worth something. So I can tell you that, yes, there are some catastrophic things that can happen. You could lose an arm, you could lose a leg, you could lose the ability to walk, you could lose the way to support yourself. I'm not saying those things can't happen. But outside of those extreme examples, your problems aren't going to break you. You are going to have to adjust. Okay? You are going to have to do something different. If you got a report from your doctor saying your blood sugar is sky high, yeah, you might have to stop drinking pop. You might have to stop eating cookies 24/7. That is an adjustment. If you've got a really hard time with negative self-talk, you might have to stop listening to certain types of music. You might have to stop consuming certain types of entertainment. You might have to stop communicating with certain people. It's not going to break you. It is absolutely not going to break you. Now, when we get towards the end of this value chain, you're going to see that actually the problem helped you grow and develop. But before we get to that point, we have to first of all believe that this is not going to break me. I'm going to be able to function. I'm going to be able to process my life. I'm going to be able to get up. I might not be able to get up the same way I used to. I might not be getting up in the same place. I might not be getting up at the same time. But it's not going to break me. It's not going to break me. And you're going to say, okay, John, that's nice. But what evidence do you have that your problems don't break people? I'm here. That's the evidence I have. I'm here. I'm conscious. I'm alive. I'm standing upright. I'm talking to you. I'm making the most of my situation. That's the evidence that I need to prove that my problems didn't break me. And if you're able to listen to this and harness this, that could also be your evidence. You might need different evidence, but that could be your evidence. So as we navigate through this journey together, we have to believe that the problems are not going to break us. You have to absolutely believe that before we can get any further in this situation. Is that you will find a way to adjust, you will find a way to function, you will find a way to carry on. And if you have to adjust drastically, then what I can suggest is to say, okay, what is this trying to teach me? What area do I have to adjust and why do I have to adjust? Is because if it's saying a matter of I need to get up at a certain time or I need to go to bed at a certain time or I need to get like a certain regimen of medicine or I need to get a certain regimen of physical therapy or a certain regimen of psychological help. Yes, that is an adjustment. That is an adjustment. But it's still not going to break you. You are going to be able to carry on. You are going to be able to function. You might not be able to do the activity that got you to that point. If you have a problem with alcohol, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to drink that much ever again. So yes, there is going to be some adjustment. There is going to be some sacrifice. And that's understandable. At least it is to me. Very few things in life are going to just spontaneously come down out of the sky. Okay, very few things are like that. Yes, the universe can sync itself up into your needs. That is a true statement. But that can't be your primary operating procedure. You got to say, listen, I got to find a way to make this work on my own one way or the other. Now, if a tool comes my way, I will absolutely do my best to harness it. And if it came when I wasn't expecting it, then that's okay too. But me as the human being that's going through this situation, I need to find a way to adjust on my own. So what I'm getting at, guys, is that it is a little scary to do something different. That is totally understandable. It took me a long time to give up a lot of my bad habits. And there are certain bad habits that I still grapple with. And there are certain bad habits that I haven't conquered yet. And it's okay if I haven't conquered them yet, because I'm moving towards some sort of progress on at least some of my bad habits. Okay. And I've tried my best to come up with a priority list on which ones I need to adjust first, and then which ones can I adjust second, third, fourth, and maybe I can adjust four at a time. But it's your lifestyle probably will change, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you assume that you need a certain activity, or you need a certain person, or you need a certain chemical to function and to exist, then you know what? Maybe you need to look at yourself and say, is that true? Because right now, I mean, if you're strung out on some pills or whatever the case may be, yeah, you might honestly believe in your heart of hearts that you need this chemical. And there might be a physiological need for that chemical as well. But you existed before you started taking it. You can exist after you started taking it. So have the confidence and have the belief that your problems are not going to break you. You are going to be able to carry on. You are going to be able to adjust. You are going to be able to have a 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be for your benefit that you get rid of that situation. 9 times out of 10. And yes, your lifestyle will probably be different. That's okay. Everything's always changing. Every day we get one day older. Every day we get out of bed, we've lost a certain amount of hair and a certain amount of skin cells. It's just nothing's ever truly the same. So yes, you need to hang on to the things that enhance your life and the things you cherish, but at the same time, if you have to let them go, then you must. And you'll see how strong you are. You'll see how powerful you are when you adjust it. So that's the first step in this value chain is your problems will not break you. Once you've understood that point, then we can move on to the next step in this equation. All right, guys, see ya.